And ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited. I'm excited to see this game by Professor Lemes, probably Friday. Professor Lemes, I presume, has Friday off, and it's not volleyball time just yet. So Professor Lemes is coming back. And myself, I'm on a Pala Rifle break for a moment. So maybe those games will basically motivate me to play 500 Pala Rifle games per season again. We'll see about that. But for now, can Mr. Lemes outplay Sini playing as McLaren? And in 40 seconds, we will know. Ladies and gentlemen, as we can see, the MMR of Professor Lemes is quite huge. But in this season, Lemes is quite inactive as well. So his position in ranking is not that high, ladies and gentlemen. We know that Lemes deserves to be top 3 Poland. That's for sure. I mean, active players, of course. And for now, he's on position number 5. But if he gets some wins, then he will advance in the ranking quite fast, ladies and gentlemen. And where is SaulApeMan in this ranking? Not even present here on the bottom of Adept 2 ranking, ladies and gentlemen. Not even with Professor Lemes in the same bracket. That's the difference. That's why Happy knows who Lemes is, and Happy has no idea who SaulApeMan is. And we have a confirmation of that, because when I played Happy on ladder, Happy played Leech versus me, and versus Lemes, he always plays Dreadnought. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this cast. Let me put some information on the screen. That is Lemes Flow TV. Lemes Flow TV. Done, ladies and gentlemen. Northern Isles. On the top right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sini opening with a grand opener. It can be both Blade Master or Farseer. Of course, the most standard approach is to play Farseer. Is he going to play War Mill? So are we going to see one grand into Headhunters? Yes. A good opener, especially on this map where you can creep quite greedy. Speaking about creeping, what Professor Lemes is going to do? First of all, Professor Lemes, you often, at the university, he approached me and said, Saul, I don't think that base layout is that important. I know that you are putting a lot of effort into your base layouts, but Saul, there are more important parts to focus on, so maybe that's why it's stopping your MMR. And probably Professor Lemes was right, but on Northern Isles, maybe it's just easier to make a layout, because I like Professor Lemes' base layout. Because versus Orc, we need to often full wall off at tier 2, especially laming Orcs. And yes, on Northern Isles it's not a problem. As we can see, Altar is in offensive position close to the trees, and doing the Altar trick is possible on Northern Isles. And what Mr. Sini is going to do? Is he going to creep? There is good creep road with 2 green dots to get level 2 and double item. And Mr. Sini is going for that. It means that skipping the arcade tower for fast tech was a good idea by Professor Lemes. SaulApeMan, just a doctor at Polish Rifle University, removed by playing Undead and Nidelf Kappa. I'm always scared of mighty orcs, so that's why I always have my arcane tower. But ladies and gentlemen, Professor Lemes is a little bit rusty. He didn't close the surround. It's not the big deal, because there is no Imba Hunter coming, there is no Farseer coming. But yes, it was a little bit, you know, the orc warrior basically disappeared. Now we have scouting, and Sini is like, what is this? Why there is blacksmith here? Nobody plays Pala Rifle, and Lemes is like, I play Pala Rifle. I am the Pala Rifle. So Mr. Sini, better be careful. Aggressive creep road by Professor Lemes. It's going to be free rifle tag, but yes, on Northern Isles, the line of trees is quite close to the main base. And what is Sini is going to do? So basically my point is that Professor Lemes can afford this. Sini is creeping versus Pala Rifle. Usually orcs are doing much better with some harassment, and he's letting Lemes creep. And we know that high MMR Lemes is a very dangerous Lemes. When are they going to fight, ladies and gentlemen? What is the Sini? basically adjustment versus Pala Rifle. So far he is going into level 3 direction, but Lemes is out creeping him. And the first fight, Sini versus Lemes, they are colliding. I don't know if their first fight ever, but probably first experience Sini with Orc versus Pala Rifle. And so far Mr. Lemes looks victorious. Even the body block to the ground, the Orc army is just running back. And Lemes is not stopping here. Lemes is basically checking out. Is there an item left here? Is Lemes going to creep under the pressure? Hello, Mr. Long Jacket. Let's go, Pala Rifle. What's next? Archmage meta. Mr. Long Jacket, as you saw on your beautiful website with build orders, nobody wants Archmage build orders. The community said we need Pala Rifle build orders. Kappa. Lemes is here. Lemes is mighty, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe the game is already over, because the start looks very good for Professor Lemes. And ladies and gentlemen, as we can see, Lemes needs to be careful with his rifleman. The lightning, this chain of lightning was possible, but no. And Mr. Lemes is basically hurting the headhunters. Not in full. And this is a dangerous position, actually. Lemes is going deep, ladies and gentlemen. Lemes is going deep. Hello, Mr. Spy Creed. I would like to apologize again for saying Spice Creed forever. And when I was editing the coaching that Mr. Spy Creed gave me, I was like, hey, Mr. Spice Creed, how do I pronounce your name? And Spice Creed was like, you say Spy Creed. It's fine. And I was like, okay, so let's continue, Mr. Spice Creed. Like, I completely didn't hear that. But yes, it's Spy Creed, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize. Okay, mana was spent to get Chain of Lightning. Maybe Lemes decided to fight a little bit too much. He's, you know, he doesn't have level 3. It's a problematic. Trading rifles is not a good idea, because it slows down your tech. Mr. Lemes is really trying to get level 3. But look at the Orc army as well. Orc army is very hurt. So I would say that position for Professor Lemes is still good. But I'm a little bit worried. We need Blood Mage. We need Blood Mage ASAP. And ladies and gentlemen, you know that game is not going too well if even Mighty Professor of Polish Rifle University is forced into making defensive Arcane Vault. But maybe cancel this Arcane Vault, Lemes. You got level 3. You can heal all of those rifles with the power of the Blood Mage. When are Lemes going to strike, ladies and gentlemen? Remember, the Orc can creep level 3 on the TC. I saw game of Ladziuk versus Lemes recently on Mr. Ladziuk's stream. Shoutouts to the Polish streamer Mr. Ladziuk. And basically, Ladziuk wasn't creeping his TC. Ladziuk wanted to get Farseer to level 3. Maybe that's the mistake, because TC is the carry. But is there time to get level 3, level 2 on the TC? But now the mighty Lemes is marching into the Orc-based direction. And Lemes has no mercy. But he also has Arcane shop in the back. That hurts me. That hurts me to see the Arcane Vault defensively. And it was, ladies and gentlemen, there is no stomp. There is level 1 Shockwave. Mr. Sini has no idea how to play versus Pala Rifle. This is a Bayo Yayo. Mr. Lemes with a good kiting. I think this game is Professor Lemes' hands. But the problem is, the Blood Mage can't suck. Actually, there is nothing really to suck. But the problem is for the Sini. Sini can't out-damage healing. This is the most terrible mistake that every Orc is doing. Focusing the Blood Mage is the terrible idea. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Lemes is marching through. Sini has no chance. The glory of Pala Rifle strategy is spreading on the server. That was a Bayo Yayo expansion.
Bajo jajo, bajo jajo.
And Professor Lemes' reaction was...
Ja ci tam kurwa bajo jajo, ty pierdolony bambusie w dupę zajebany. Jest to kurwa nędzny weekend, zamknij tą mordę kurwa i...
So yes, Professor Lemes is not agreeing to this expansion, and you know what is in the menu? Those juicy burrows, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, Mr. Sini, as a new Orc, he doesn't know the rule that you start concrete only when your last burrow is dead. Ay. He's trying to get level 3 on one of the heroes. He knows that he will have to face Mercy Professor Lemes. Without concrete, he can't lame. And ladies and gentlemen, how good fight can 2500 MMR Nidelf give with the Orc, ladies and gentlemen? The 3 Burrows has fallen. Professor Lemes in a good condition. Clutch Holy Light. This TC useless without mana. Blood Mage got level 2. Okay, 1 Rifleman dies, but look at those Raiders! Look at those Raiders! Mr. Sini is spoiled with the Ancients buildings that he can just you know, put up, ladies and gentlemen. But can Mr. Lemes win this game right now? For sure, he's ahead, ladies and gentlemen. For sure, Professor Lemes is trading, but yes, there is no mana to steal. And this rifle will be killed by Chain Lightning. Not really, you can't kill rifles of Professor Lemes, ladies and gentlemen. And Professor Lemes says, Saul, I know that you are a simple player without the bigger picture perspective. You always push without Sanctum because you want to make the game easier for you. But I'm the Professor Lemes and I'm going to give this orc a full treatment. I'm going to break the spirit of Sini. So he will switch back to Nidelf and will share stories about how you can't play Orc because the mighty Pala Rifle strategy just counter Orcs easily on high MMR. So Professor Lemes is prepared with the casters, with the Sorks, not even priests. He has enough healing. He has enough healing, ladies and gentlemen, but Mr. Sini says, Bayo Yayo. Bayo, I have concrete now and 2 Burrows. Maybe I will start outlaming you. And ladies and gentlemen, don't laugh. Don't laugh, because if human is not reacting properly into laming, even from the orc with much lower, you know, supply in the game still can, you know, slip from your hands. So you need to still deliver, ladies and gentlemen. Can Professor Lemes deliver? We are starting to run in circles. We know that Professor Lemes doesn't like to work, to jump with circles, but look at this full wall of, ladies and gentlemen. This TC needs to use Shockwave, Chain Lightning, Shockwave combination, but this laming is too late. And the Arcane Tower stops this Bayo-Yayo behavior, and Lemes with the Sorks slowing down everything. I think the Speed Scroll has to be used, and he can't even kill one single unit of Professor Lemes. Professor Lemes is just too strong. And remember that the uptime of Slow is longer than uptime of Speed Scroll, and Professor Lemes knows that, and Mr. Sini says, this is too mighty player for me. I need to go back to Nidelf. That was Professor Lemes. No mercy. Thank you for watching this video, and I'm trying to grow as a caster, as a journalist, as a YouTuber, influencer, so please, a quick reminder to subscribe on YouTube. Also, as you can see in YouTube video description, you have links to, first of all, my social media. I stream daily, almost daily on Twitch. From time to time, I post some Warcraft related trivia, you know, interesting stuff on Twitter/X. I will try to add some pictures, maybe from Raraland, to my Instagram, or even some content to TikTok. And if you like what I do and you want to support me even more, I just created my Patreon with different tiers, and one of them is actually that I will send you the Makrura card, so check it out. Also, just general donations on PayPal are very welcome, and you can send me an email. And last but not least, look, there's a picture with me on Focus at Raraland. So if you love what I do, check the video description, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.